Alright, here we go. Hello, once again, audience, and welcome back to MNC Gaming DomiNations. What do we got going on? Well, let's see. We've got World War attack here with the Last-Outlaws. And then, I got some good news for you guys. You're gonna love me. Well, if you didn't already, you're gonna love me now. If not love me, you'll like me a whole lot. Let me see. I want to get my chat up so I can actually see when people are saying, hey, what's up? Let's do that. Make sure that you guys can actually see. We've got Mr. Lax on the line with us. He's going to critique and laugh at my war attack, I'm sure.
Yeah, right.
Let's see. Siege. 3 siege, 4 war. We're actually in somewhat of a fair matchup here. These guys have, I think they showed some heart. They have the glitch on their number 11 should have been number 1. So their number 11 came up and took out myself and Paris, Texas. So, but their number 1, like their actual number 1, only got 1 star on my base, which makes me very happy. Hooray! I don't know what they did. They rallied in the wrong spot, though, I can tell you that much. I was thinking about going on 2, but 2 already has 100%. So on the basis that it goes based on number of stars and then the percentage and then the time, we've got to go on number 5. I think it looks pretty straightforward. I always say that, don't I? I was like, yeah, this looks pretty straightforward. Let's see if we can get this out on Twitch.
Level 257 looks pretty straightforward, yeah.
No, this one's yeah, usually I say stuff like that, but as you guys know, Versailles, Forbidden City, Brandenburg Gate, Acropolis, all that jazz. I'm coming in over here because I like going on one side of Versailles and then working my way around. So we're going to drop there. Likely I'm just going to go with a sabotage right there. That should get the fort, the town center, and this mortar. I've got a wall sapper that we can get in there late in the game. And then I can rally right in there. 1. We'll say 2 and 3. And then, of course, I'm just going to work it around. I say that, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let's get ourselves some generals. Oh. Hey, it's Arya. Nothing much. Doing a World War attack here on a Friday night. And then I've got a bit of an announcement for everybody else that might be tuning in. No, where do we... Peak concurrent. Okay. And the reason I'm doing that in that order is I know that some people are late on the game, and I know for myself sometimes I'm late on the game, so... Crap, if you're watching, I want some troops. Oh no, they're full. I'm good. Thank you, whoever. I missed it. Alex in a tank. Joan in a tank. Who else? Napoleon. Some nappy in a tank. Let's just get this done real quick.
Do you have Cleo in a tank yet or no?
I have Cleo. No, Cleo's not in a tank yet. Churchill is going to be more tanky. Churchill's going to 21 before anything else. So that's my troop comp that I've been having a lot of success with. 37, 2, 3, Wall Sapper, and then 6 Siege. Mercs, I still go with the 2 Flam, 2 Jags. I do like my Blitz, but as a result of the decoy... as a result of the decoy crashing my game over and over and over, I've actually switched it up. I'm only going with 1 decoy, 1... Oh, see, where's my sabotage? Like, what are you guys doing? That's so weak. Like, now I'm probably going to be short. Yeah, would you look at that? You guys are such a pain in the butt, you know that? Okay. Yeah, one sab, one protect, one betrayal, and one decoy. So that's what we're going with. Alright, let's go get it done. See, and of course I've got like a million things going through my head right now. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to actually just focus on what's in front of you. But, you know, I'm horrible like that. I'm thinking, where's my hat? I'm all self-conscious about my receding hairline.
Wow, Chris, you have such a giant receding hairline.
Alright. Do you guys mind? I'd like you to actually go down. Where's this bad boy? Mm, now what? Now we hang out and watch, or what do we want to do here? Where are you guys going? That is not where you're supposed to go. Get out here. Stop. All my planes are gone. That's not very helpful, is it? Alright, let's get that stopping. I don't want that tank because it's almost dead. We can add some stuff there. 29 shooters. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Ugh. See, that's where planes would have been helpful, right? He's gotten a lot of my siege as a result of that those traps up there. That doesn't make me very happy. Let's go right there. And then we can go up here. I think we'll be okay. Mind you, I say that. I'm not entirely confident about that. 4 is... Oh, sorry, 3. Plus I still have 2, and I've got no supply carts. 25 little shooters. All 3 of my generals are still hanging out. I find that the generals they're tough. Now do we have... Oh, shoot. See, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem. Yeah, we're not... I think Velveeta's probably likely to have done better on this one than I have. If I had my planes, I think we might be all right, but since I don't have my planes, I think we're kind of pooched. And of course, that's going to cost me all of my troops there. What do we think? Just too saturated. Hurry up. Yeah, and that cost me all my troops. But that's all right. Sorry, guys. Only 4. That should have been easier than I made it out to be, that's for sure. It's because he's French. And Lax is here, and I feel bad for the French. That's why I didn't get 5 stars on that guy. Alright, let's retrain, and then I gotta pull something up, and then we'll go from there. Retrain. See, that season... Oh, why did that season just pop up there? No. No, I don't want that one. I want this. Do they get a plane? No, they don't get a plane, I don't think. Oh my goodness. What up, punk? It's Joel. Long time no see, buddy. I hope you're well. I haven't heard much from you. Okay. Excuse me while I cough. All right, who's ready for it? I know you guys have been waiting. Do they get a plane? All right. I'm not sure who all is tuned in, but I think that's been long enough. We got about 15 minutes into the stream here. Here's the story. I had the unique opportunity to have a nice at-length conversation with the dev team from Nexon Big Huge Games, specifically Big Huge Games, in regard to the state of the game. Let them know the frustrations and whatnot. Good job, not much time has delayed. So, what did we actually talk about? What did we go over? Well, we went over all the generic frustrations that everybody has been facing. Did I call it the 5? I did call it the 5. Did I call it the 5.7 or the 5.8? The next update that is coming is going to be 5.7, not 5.8. Don't listen to me. So there's going to be a 5.7 coming up. There's going to be a State of the Nations. There is other things as far as all of the significant things that everybody has felt needed to be addressed and have needed to be addressed for the past however long, since pretty much the introduction of Glory, will be handled likely next month at some point. Now, complemented with that, we have got a new resource that is coming into play. Parallel or in conjunction with NB4 Power Up, there's going to be an individual. I haven't been introduced to him as of yet, but he will be working more closely with the community and be specifically reaching out and working with the highly engaged members of the community in order to actually increase that dialogue. So that is what's going on. As of the details, obviously, I'm going to try and be as involved as I potentially can. And hopefully I'll be able to maintain this kind of dialogue and communication and conversation, because it was an actual phone conversation on, I'm hoping, a monthly basis, if not more, as we see fit, and hopefully in and alongside and in conjunction with NB4's, I guess, counterpart or individual that's going to be more focused on the community stuff. My hopes are that we're going to be able to do some really cool things. Some of the suggestions that I found from the forums, I was really intrigued by. I did bring those forward, and they're excited. They're excited. I mean, they're passionate about this game. They understand that the community is extremely frustrated with the state of the game. And they are hyper-focused on it right now. And we're hoping to increase the dialogue, increase the communication, actually get a lot more, I guess, out there to the community from them. And that's where this other, we'll call him Mr. X for the time being, is going to come into play. So that is the story. I have been reading in regard to a lot of frustrations from people on the forums, as well within our alliance. We've had a fair amount of attrition, people just running away saying, enough's enough. And I can't blame that. But I wanted to get this out as soon as possible in order to let people know that there's kind of a light at the end of the tunnel. And obviously, we've kind of heard this before. We've heard this time and time again, and we have heard this before. But I'd say I'm about 70 to 75% sold that they are serious about listening to the community and actually moving forward and resolving some of these things. So that's where that's at. Now so Lax is still in here. Did you have any questions, Lax?
Well, what like specific questions can you like disclose all that? Like what you asked them in the interview or whatever?
You want to know what I asked? You want to know what I brought up? I can tell you.
Yeah.
I can tell you the questions that I asked. I can't necessarily say. I can't tell you exactly what the answers to every single one of them were. So
Like they have you under NDA for certain of them, right?
no, it's not. Well, I mean, it's just a matter of respect, right? I was once upon a time under an NDA with them when we were partnered. Obviously, that partnership fell through as a result of me wanting to stand behind the community rather than the corporation. That's kind of where we went. So, no, it's not an NDA thing. It's a mutual respect thing, and it's a matter of wanting to continue the relationship for the betterment of the game and in support of the community. I think, and I feel this is what's best in order to ensure that dialogue continues.
Kind of like nip something in the bud that I'm reading the comments fresh. He is not a sellout. I'm pretty sure all he did was he just went in and asked Nexon straight questions and they gave him answers. And it sounds all cool and everything that they're sending a community guide. He makes it sound better than he is, but I think they're trying. So he's not a sellout. It's not like they paid him money to say that. I think that's legitimately what's happening, and they're going to try to
Who?
take it in that direction. Someone in the comments just said, "How much did they pay you to say that?"
How much? Oh, hold on.
So yeah, I just not like a sellout or anything.
Do you know who that is? Do you know who Fresh Dominations is? That's the Butcher. So of course he's got to rib me.
Oh my god! Wait, give me a second. Wait.
$5 million, the Butcher,
Oh my god!
and you were not getting any of it, punk.
And you know who that was? Some random guy.
Some random.
Again. Oh my god! And he's like, he's commenting.
Oh, he's laughing his butt off. I know he is. He's probably.
I'm sure he's laughing because he's like, "Oh my god, Max actually took that seriously." Wow. No. Well, that's good to know.
Okay. I should have just let that go. Okay. But I mean, I will be honest with you. Like, more to that point, the Butcher or Fresh Domination, whatever you want to be called. You've changed your name like 1,000 times, and you're still French. Sheesh. To that point, though, I have no problem, and I have approached them in regard to a position. I'll be honest with you. I would have no problem if they offered me a position that actually incorporated some of my IT skills complemented with my involvement in the community, and even if the streaming was cut out of it and that was just something I did as a side project, I would be game. I absolutely would be. I feel that I have the skills and the aptitude necessary to improve this. Oh, you can't hear Lax. Oh, okay. That's intentional. I don't want
It's
to hear
okay.
Lax.
No one wants to hear me, anyways. It's
Oh,
fine.
there you go. Yeah, now you're fixed. You should be loud and clear on the stream now,
Nice.
which isn't necessarily a good thing.
Wait, how do you mute? Like, how do you mute my voice from the stream? Can you do that?
It's the audio capture. I'll tell you about it later.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Let me pull it up. I'm gonna find, and of course, if you were actually in the Last-Outlaws, there was like a pre-release where there was a little bit more detail that was provided, but that's just, there's benefits. There's benefits to hanging out over here. Let's see. Okay, so what I asked him about matchmaking. I asked him about cheating. We talked a little bit about the friendly challenges, and we talked about bugs. So, and I did highlight and outline some of the more critical bugs from a technical point of view in order to ensure that they had the heads up or were well aware, or at least had my insight. Whether they think I'm foolish or whatever the case might be, I do perceive that they did listen to what I had to say, that they took it appropriately, and that they are going to handle these things starting, obviously next month or with the 5.7 release. So, and I'm hoping I'm hoping as of next week. I was told early next week I am going to be working alongside this Mr. X, and hopefully we'll be able to get some really cool stuff going. I want to be hyped up about this game. I think this is a wonderful game. I have always stood behind that. I have always been of the impression that this is the StarCraft of mobile gaming. I still believe that. There's obviously it's a sad state of affairs. Here, let's make my face bigger. Oh, gross. Let's not do that. Oh. That's as big as you get. I got blotches all over my face from being sick, and yeah, anyways. So that is where that is at. I'm not sure what that's going to look like moving forward. Did I miss anything though? Like major? What do you think, Lax? Should I have asked other questions?
I think it's good to like definitely ask the questions like bugs and all that, but it's like just I guess I just want to like understand like how they make decisions on what gets released as a patch. That's what I would like to know. Like, do they just sit there and like how do they decide like, oh, let's let the stronghold let everything release even after you sabotage it? Like, why? How? What are these meetings that they have? What do they talk about?
I did bring up the whole pay to win thing. That was fielded as well. So that was discussed. That was brought up as a very, very major concern. So I did actually get in there and bring that up as well, and we discussed that because my personal perception of where the state of the game today in relation to pay to win is that is exactly what it is. When you tell me that there's no such thing as a stalemate, and how there is not a stalemate is that the fastest team to destroy X base wins, and you can go ahead and buy these troop cards that allow you to destroy stuff faster, that's pay to win. There's no if, ands, or buts, right? And yes, some of those troop cards are available based on if you want to throw 4 of your civilians plus a week's worth of time to get one.
But that's proven to be and I'm sure they would say this, that's proven to be a very good source of income from them. Because the game is free, and how else would they get you to spend money is by doing that. But I don't know, like maybe I don't think they're going to remove how they make their money, honestly. But
well, see, the thing is, I outlined it as Snipers versus Thieves, which is a pre-release game that I still play.
Great game, by the way.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
They have packages and stuff that are for sale, and I'm sure they're making their money. But it's a very fast-acting game. You get in there and you play and you go, and that's the way it goes. But by the way, hi, Courier. But it's pay to enhance. It's enhancements that you pay for in Snipers versus Thieves. You can't pay money and get a special gun that is not available to everybody else. You can pay money and get extra money so you can upgrade faster, right? And I'm sure that they will make money that way. But moreover, and I don't think that they should remove those per se, in my opinion, but I think it needs to be something that is more an enhancement. They have to be acting from a business standpoint where it is an enhancement rather than pay in order to actually win this war, because that's the way that it goes right now. War is the only reason that I have continued to play this game as long as I have. If there wasn't World Wars, I would not be playing. And the Last-Outlaws have been warring since they were first introduced.
I wouldn't be warring either, or even trying to. Like, the way I'm working on my walls, all this stuff, it's because of the same thing, war. Like, you want to succeed, yeah.
So that's kind of where that's at. DomiNations Joel, they should remove troop card sales from the game and introduce a monthly subscription to the game like most of the best online games. But what about people like me, Joel? I've got to be honest, man. I feel that I put a lot into the community, but I don't feel that I've got...
One of the best things they have going for them is that the game is free and that you can purchase stuff, but like you don't have to. They're like win. Like for a long time, Chris, I remember you and McMarley saying that you guys never dropped a dime, and when like you got partnered with Nexon, you were given stuff, and that's cool. But like, there's people out there like that who don't spend money ever because that's how they treat the game, but they still do well.
And that's exactly it. That
And
is
they would have
exactly.
to make, they would have to have a ginormous. I mean, I'm talking like like Elder Scrolls or whatever that was when it first released type of like fan base to do an online subscription, because then they would have like, they know their content is good, and then in order to like get it, you'd have to pay for it, and they have enough people who want to pay for it anyways. Like World of Warcraft has been going on for like a decade now, you know, like that kind of stuff. So they don't have that.
No, they don't. And I mean, I wouldn't anticipate that they should be doing that, right?
Yeah.
Um, let's just. Sorry, I'm doing this for people that are watching rather than actually there. So there that is. Courier says the problem is they are balancing for pay to win, not balancing to common players, and then promoting their card sales. Certainly, I think they're taking necessary precautions or steps to clean the game up and to move forward with the primary frustrations of the larger community. But complemented with that, I agree they are promoting the card sales, and I don't feel, and I'm not even saying that they shouldn't be doing card sales. What I am saying is that those card sales should be an add-on to the game. It should be literally, you can pay the $2.99 or you can make the sacrifice to get it the free way, which means that you go ahead and sacrifice 2 workers for 1 day, or 2 workers for 12 hours, or a general for 12 hours. That's what I'm saying. So if you don't want to wait, you can pay for it, but there's other mechanisms that you can get those exact same cards in a timely fashion, not 7 days, not 5 days, not 6 workers plus 1 general. Yeah. And see, that's exactly what Poop has just
Yeah,
said.
yeah, that's the whole. Yeah, yeah.
And they need to make card troops more easily accessible to non-players, and that's exactly it. That's spot on. I don't want to know that the guy with the big bankroll had won their war for them because he just went and purchased 8 bazooka towers. You know what I'm saying? He funded the entire war for his team.
They did like they have like, I guess you could say it's not even like, it doesn't look like like they tried, but they tried with like what's it called, when you send workers out and like a general out on an expedition. There we go. And with
That's what
expeditions,
we're
you,
referring to. That's what I was
yeah,
referring to.
okay, yeah. So
So it's frustrating that Clash of Clans just launched a game within a game, and it was nearly flawless launch except for like 3 bugs. All the while Nexon is dying by the same issues they've had for years. But they're not the same. They're not the same platform. I mean, I don't. I like Clash of Clans. Don't get me wrong. I dabble in it like once. I'd say once a day. I log in there, collect my stuff, and maybe attack and retrain. But I am not active. They don't include me in War for the fact that I am not active in that game. And the reason I'm not active in that game is because they don't. The math is off. The math is flawed, and it's the same platform and the same frustrations have existed in that game all along that have been not addressed. So to say that Nexon is different than Clash of Clans or Supercell as you're referring to them, uh, certainly they're processed, but they're also like, how old is Clash of Clans? Is what, 8 or 9 years old, something like that, versus a game that doesn't really have tenure. And don't take this as a defense of Nexon. I agree wholeheartedly. I've worked in the gaming industry. Right? I've done deployments. I did large scale deployments whereby it had to be minute by minute written out as to exactly what was going to happen, what was going to be altered at 1 minute. And if you deviated from that in any way, shape, or form, there was a rollback, right? Or there was a contingency plan. And all of these things were actually in contingency plans documented, and and they were flawless. I think I had one in my 6 years of doing that role. There was once that we actually had to roll something back as a result of that, but it was always there, right? So I agree. An execution of features, yeah. I think it needs to be more forward thinking, and I think that is the goal. The feedback and the feeling that I am getting is that they are now focused on the right things, and they have been focused on the right things, but they've got the right people in place. They've got the right pieces to the puzzle in order to actually eliminate some of these stressors and actually improve a game. And that's what we're talking about, right? Communication to the community and improving a game and taking a step away from pay to win. And I think that kind of is the summation of it. And I'm hoping that I can be the guy, right? Fresh DomiNations. DomiNations was built by someone that was frustrated with Clash of Clans. No, DomiNations wasn't built by someone who was frustrated. I'm not sure if you're joking in that statement, but that is not true. DomiNations was built by one of the lead developers from Civilization, by a gentleman that actually had a lot of tenure with games like, or not games, but worked for Zynga, which is a huge corporation. Big Huge Games has actually been in receivership, I think, 2 or 3 times. So they literally pulled it out of receivership in order to actually build and put out DomiNations. And I'm sure there's a lot of financial burden as a result of that. I can't imagine myself pulling a company out of receivership, hiring a whole bunch of people on a speculative market. Because that's what it is. When you talk about a spec home, you're just speculating that somebody's going to want to buy it. DomiNations in any mobile game where you say it's free to play, it's a speculative market. You're speculating that there are mechanisms and within the game that can be harnessed in order to make your money back. But I think there's a little bit too much of that going on. So no, it's not something that was frustrated by Clash of Clans. Sorry. I didn't mean to, crap on your head, but that's not true.
He just sat down and took a dookie right on your head. Wait, he took you ready for this? He took a poop.
I took a poop right on your head.
I was going to set that up and you...
I just home run right there. Now that Poop is in our alliance and she's always around, I quite often will refer to that. That's one of my favorite go-tos.
It's like the angry man in the house. Every time he gets angry, he yells poop, and the wife comes in. What? Why do you want me?
You called?
You called?
So I don't know. I mean, does anybody else have any questions or? Let's see. Now that I minimized the chat and asked that question, their priorities are crooked at this point. In the game's life, for once, they should stop the creation of new features and lean their ears to the community and dedicate 2 months on fixing bugs, in my humble opinion. They've been there, right? And I guess that you hit, I think, inadvertently, the point that I made and the primary point as to why that communication kind of opened up. And the point is communication. Hey, Duncan. Nothing much, man. We're just having a chat about the 5.7 release. So they have had that focus. They have been working. They haven't been sitting around playing foosball all day, as much as that's what we perceive that they have been doing. There are aspects of their company that they admit need to be improved upon, but they admit those things. They are working on those things. They are driving toward opening up the communication and improving communication and the go-between. And Mr. X will certainly, I think, be a proponent to that end. I feel he will have a little bit more of a direct line to getting these things done. And I'm hoping that in and alongside that, I can be a part of that, right? I would love to be a part of that. I feel I've got a little bit of tenure and I'm in a bit of a unique situation to be able to assist in driving this forward, given on the basis of some of the projects that we've spearheaded. And yeah, like I said, if they offered me a job, I wouldn't say no. I'll be honest, got to put food in your mouth somehow.
Yep.
And if you can do it doing something that you love, then, shame on me, right?
So then I guess the next question, so we've talked about like that they're going to be more, but like what specific other questions did you ask them? And like, if you could paraphrase or even give specific answers to the questions you're comfortable sharing on stream.
The questions that see, of course, I was only allocated a very short amount of time, or what I felt was a very short amount of time. Yeah, and see, Poop's kind of hitting that on the head. Previously, they have not admitted anything or told the community any of the specifics for what the plan is. Honestly, I'll see it when I believe it. Courier, they aren't dedicated enough eyeballs to the issues. As examples of this was the 5.5 hotfix and the Night Witches issue. When the hotfix came live, it brought more bugs and didn't fix the issue. Yeah. Believe it when I see it. So no, I mean I think I was at, like I said, Lax. I was asked to not give the specific details, and like I said, they've kind of got me here as far as the conversation that's going on beside my fat head. I will believe it when I see it. I'm just telling you where I am, and I'm trying to share with you as much as I possibly can.
Right.
I do want to line up some sort of a partnership, and I do want to actually have that communication in order to make the improvements that I see. I want to carry forward what the community wants to see is really what it is. That's not what I want. What do I want? Well, if here's my bank account number. If you could put $10 million in there, that'd be cool. No, the point is, like, I stream this game and I've been dedicated to this game because it's awesome. It's 5.7, not 5.8. Quit being a jerk.
It's 5.8. What are you talking about?
Well, because I titled it wrong. I was on my way out the door when I set up the live stream, and I put 5.8. It's 5.7.
Excuses.
Yeah, I know. Always excuses with me. Nothing but.
Nothing but.
Well, get used to it. So, I mean, I do want to carry forward what the community wants, and I think Mr. X, that is going to be his role, right? He is a closer fit in between the developer and the community, and will be able to, at least on the English-speaking forum, take those concerns forward and actually come back with real answers. And if I don't see those changes, well, then I don't. But at this point in the game, we've had enough attrition, and I've seen enough attrition in the past week just on the forums. There's probably been more people quitting this past week than there has in the past 6 months. Right? And that's, I think, true of a lot of alliances. I mean, that's not unique. There's some higher end players that are quitting. There's some people that are just literally not even saying anything. They're just kind of disappearing, and they haven't logged in 30 days. And it's like, well, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
And I expressed that frustration. I said, look, I love this game. I really do. I love this game. But I can't even play this game the same as some other people that are using different devices because it crashes my device.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest, there were certain bugs that I pulled out, that I mentioned that weren't even on the radar, right?
Yep.
The one specific one obviously being the decoy. And I said, you go ahead and pick up any Android device, put three decoys down, and let me know how it goes. Right? And that, so to that note, it was like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, I'm dead serious. This has been well documented in the forums, right? Right. And Poops called it, but I mean, you're not the only one that's called it, right? Hopefully 5.7, and that I've PM'd people. I've PM'd people and said, just get one more month, right? Just one more month. Just sit on your thumbs for one more month. Yeah. No, I don't believe so. I haven't been privy to exactly what his role in other languages will be. From what I understand is that NB4 Power Up has a split role and has been somewhat dedicated to the community. Yeah, Courier says 2 decoys and my attack freezes. Yeah, so anyways, Mr. X is going to be doing everything in regard to communication and the community, and have a very close bead on the developers. So what that means, how that translates to me, is that if I have a cool idea, I want to be the guy that says, I've got a really cool idea that I think would be a lot of fun. Can we do this? He's the guy that I would be able to go to and say that, right? And he would be able to say, give me 5 minutes, and come back and say, yeah, let's do it, right? Or no, that's not feasible. You'd also be able to, on the flip side, message him at any point in time and say, I think I found a bug. My entire alliance has confirmed it. I've also seen it on the forums a whole bunch. And he would say, okay, let me go ahead and escalate that ASAP. Not the standard, let me go ahead and see if that's gone through customer service. And all of these things are being reviewed. They have eyes on all of these things, but it's a matter of people power. It's a matter of what, like you guys had outlined before, what do you focus on first? But I think it's the transparency of the thing. It's the communication of the thing. And at this juncture, if they had said to me, we're not fixing anything, I would have been happier with that answer and probably brought that forward versus not having an answer.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
So I would rather know it's going to be 6 months before this is going to be resolved. And there were specifics that were brought, to my attention. There was specific conversations where I said, that's not right. So I did actually have the opportunity to kind of stick my neck in there and say, this is not the appropriate way that this should be done, or this should be done, or this should be done. And how does this line up with this? And that, right? So I think it's a unique opportunity. Right. The development team is aware and working to fix it as soon as possible. And the point to that, career, is that having worked in software development, having worked specifically in online, gaming development and deployment and support, I worked in a support role. I know outright that there is a timeline. There is always a timeline, right? These guys they're not wishy-washy. They don't go to the office and somebody says, how long is it going to take you to write that one page of code? And the guy says, I don't know. I don't want to provide you with the timeline right now. That's not how business works. The guy that's leading this goes in and says, I need a timeline. When is this going to be done? Right? We've got 18 other projects that I've prioritized for you that are behind this one. But I need to know how long this one is going to take. And the guy that's actually writing the code says, it is going to take me 6 hours to do this. And pending that there's not anything else to do with it, that's how long it's going to be. So, there are timelines. And that's what I would like to see moving forward, is an actual timeline. I want to be able to have something to hold them accountable to. Trademark. What do you think, Lax?
That sounds great.
You excited? I'm excited. Yeah. Yeah, and there's some other cool things. There's some other cool things that'll hopefully come around, and I'm hoping that next week I will have more cool stuff to share with you guys. I hope that I'm excited. I've got to admit, I'm 100% excited. I'm stoked to see what is going to come about, and I'm stoked and super excited to actually have somebody new coming on board that's supposedly going to, have this conversation with, to be able to do some cool stuff and cool projects. I'm excited to actually hear that some of these things do have their attention, and they're going to be. No, well, the friendly challenges, that was a live beta, right? And I'll admit I was a little bit unrealistic when I was hounding them for it, but it was a live beta, which is, it's not exceedingly popular, but obviously they have done that before. Right. Hey, it's cheese. Everybody loves cheese. I think as far as the being too late thing, I've got, that is part of the reason why I reached out, Velveeta, is because I was reading the forums this week, earlier this week, and I was like, or it might have even been last week, but I was reading those forums, and I said to myself, self, you've got to either quit this game or you've got to step it up and do something about it. And that's what I said to myself. So that, because it is, I think for a lot of people, it is too late. But I hope for a lot more people, they're able to hang on and that they will be satisfied and excited to actually be a part of it, right? No, No, I'm your preview. I'm your preview. That's all you're getting. That's all you're getting right now. No, you're not going to find it in the forums. You're not going to find it in Twitter. You're going to find the State of the Nations sometime next week. Was it next week, or am I talking out the wrong end? And that's the other thing. I don't want to talk out the wrong end. I don't want you coming back at me saying, you said this. So I am trying to be careful in my words because it's coming third party. Yeah, there's going to be a 5-7 preview in the next State of the Nations, which is coming soon. And I think I am going to bring forward that we as a community would like to see a little bit, something a bit more static in relation to that State of the Nations release. I think the timing of that needs to be static because I do look forward to actually reading those. Israel. Hey, shout out to Israel Ashley. I don't know what that means. There's your shout out. Is that a shout out, Lax? Did I do that right?
Yeah, he asked me on mine stream, and I was like, I don't really know who you are, so I'm gonna just pass on that.
I don't like. I have no idea who that person is. But,
Yeah.
But I don't know the intent of that. It's like.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'm passing on.
There, you're famous. Congratulations. I hope that made your day. Get it? Just found it weird since it came in a little late. They're late, and I think that kind of speaks to what I was saying about having a static time that's actually there so that people can rely on and know what's right. But the accuracy of the thing is important too. Like I just said, I don't like talking out the wrong end. I like to be held accountable to my words, and I think they're of the same nature. I think they want to make sure that what they say is accurate and that they can hold themselves to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I did all be upfront with you in regard to this. I did make fun of them for saying that stalemates or that sandbagging was fixed in that one State of the Nations. I outright made fun of them for that. So, but I mean, that's kind of partially who I am. If anybody, anybody that knows me knows I have no problem calling you out on it. I told them that was a kind of a joke and that everybody got a good chuckle when you said that nobody in the top, however many teams were stalemating because it was absolute BS. So that's where it is. So any other questions? Not that I'm trying to share with you guys as much as I can. I'm hoping that next week we'll have more. Let's just sit here and stare. People will be like, is he still live? They pause the stream. Okay, ready? Let's just stare. Lax, should we start up a multi-stream staring contest?
That sounds like fun.
5-8. Oh, I need to change the name. Hi, Sid. Hi, Sid from Legends Tum. You did. You'll have to rewind it, buddy. I think Sid should come and be in the Last-Outlaws. That's what I think.
This sounds like a fantastic idea. Yeah.
The person accused me of having a stroke. You know you're old when.
Yeah.
Shut up, Fresh. Oh. Okay. I think that's about it. One failed war attack, some new information, and more excitement for hopefully next week. I'm hoping, honestly, Tuesday night. I'm thinking Tuesday night. Like if I get the information, if I can get it as fast as I can actually get in touch with this new gentleman, as fast as I can get the information, I will get it out. I will have it live, and you'll be able to see. And I do know things.
Yes, he knows tons of things. He knows about everything.
Fresh said he already has dibs on Sydney. I'm sure he really appreciates you calling him Sydney. Okay. I think that's it. I'm gonna run away. Yeah, if you want to harass me some more, or if you want the inside kind of scoop, come and find it on the MC Gaming Discord server. The link to that should be down below, or you can harass me by any other means. But the fastest way to get an answer from me, as people well know, is to hit me up on Discord.
Literally hit him.
And this person says, no offense, but that beard is sad. What beard are we referring to? You don't like that? I've been growing this for like a year.
Lies.
I've been growing that for a year. It's funny when people say that, because they're like, no offense, but you know that they're going to say something that's supposed to be offensive right afterwards.
Yep.
So it's like, why would you say no offense?
Yep. Makes no sense.
I mean, it like, and realistically, people can take offense to whatever they want. Like, I mean, Sid could have gone off the hook or off the chain and lost it on Fresh for calling him Sydney. You know, so you can take offense to whatever you want. So to say no offense is kind of redundant.
I have to say on camera, I have a lot of love for Legends players like Sid. So there you go. There's that.
Everybody loves Sid. I love Sid.
I don't think I've ever talked to him before, and I know he's here, so it's kind of weird saying that in third person, but I like you, Sid. So there you go.
No, I think everybody's got a lot of respect for Sid. He's an extremely upstanding guy. They've got a great alliance going on. And certainly I think they've been mentors at one point or another to a lot of us, to a lot of the community. So, Coach made their use when they're... No, they are not worth using, Courier. Oh, no, Duncan's probably here.
Yeah. But don't ask me if gorillas or commandos are worth using. Don't ask me that question. Jeez, dude, that's so funny on stream. They're fun though. They're fun.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I am out of here. Thank you very much. Don't forget to pound that like and subscribe button if you're not. And keep in touch. We'll be in touch. I will be in touch and harassing you guys next week ASAP. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. And keep your sticks on the ice. Have a good time.